Hey Paul, how are you doing? It's Shib here. So I wanted to go ahead and shoot you a little report. Rob is still pretty sick, so he couldn't really make it today. So one thing I did take a look at what Rob mentioned to you in terms of some of the optimization to make to the front of the website. As you had said that you want to know exactly how to go about that. So those are more like design changes. It was for conversions for the people who are already coming, so we can get a better conversion and for the same amount of traffic, be able to get more people who's going to actually fill out the form or make a phone call. So out of those things, we can help with some easy stuff, like for example, if you want to make this number a little bit bigger, if you want to basically, instead of having them a different link for the schedule an appointment, which goes to the full one, which they can go from here. If you want to make it where maybe there's like a smaller version of this form over here, that could be something we can help out with. I'll have to see with our developer. Like I said, normally we don't do design changes. We really don't even make websites anymore. But it is something that we can see we can help you out with, as it'll just have a bit more effect during this time when things are a little bit slower in the winter. Now, having that said, let's go a little bit into the work that's being done. Now, usually I know you already have some of these tools with Google Analytics, Search Console, Google, GMB Insights. You can already take a look at what's going on. So in terms of rankings, we do see quite a bit of fluctuation. Although for some of the terms that originally, like let's say about a week and a half ago, I saw that we are almost out of the first page. We're no longer that far out. Some of the terms are jumping back. I see for roofing, Bloomington, for this kind of term, we're just right outside the 3-pack once again. Where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4. Again in the 3-pack yesterday. I mean, not yesterday. A week ago, I think this was the term or a very close variation where we're not even seeing in the first page. So some of the things are jumping back, but there is a little bit of fluctuation going on where, with the recent algorithm update, I don't know if you take a look after our conversation yesterday, but they're suspending lots of listings. We had 7 clients which got completely suspended, no listing showing up, no business showing up at all whatsoever in the Google search. And because a lot of business are getting stuck in the crossfire of business that was basically registered in a PO box sometime in the past, things like that. So that being said, we know when this kind of stuff is going through, it's taking a heavy toll on the maps, right? There's algorithm changes happen often, but not all of them have a direct effect on the maps. This one does. It's one of the bigger ones we've seen in in the last year or so, you could say. So it's one of the bigger algorithm changes that's going on. So while this is going, what I wanted to do is make sure that we can see how our rankings are doing organically, not so much for just the keywords, but to just get a sense of where our site's authority is sitting in terms of new rules that are coming in. A lot of times right after an algorithm change, by taking a look at which terms we're ranking, which position before the change, we can kind of be able to reverse engineer and understand some of the patterns of what's going on in terms of what kind of things they're changing and what we have to look out for. So it's pretty clear that Google really wants very hyper local links for local SEO, and for national e-commerce and stuff like that. They want very high quality, well built, relevant links from now on. This has kind of been a trend as time passed for some time now, but it's getting really much of a bigger thing as time passes, where we want to basically make sure that when we're building links for our site, they're actually very localized as well in the mix, right? Not all of them, but some of them have to be localized. So this is the thing that we've been working on, as I think I mentioned in the past. Well, right now we're focusing a bit more heavier, especially as this is taking place, to see if it can, what kind of jump we see once we get these kind of links built and actually indexed. So, for example, this is in IN-Bloomington, right? So this is actually a Bloomington link, you could say. It's very relevant to us geographically. Bloomington.biz, BizList USA. Then there's ones like this, actually Bloomington, Indiana in the subdomain. And then we're also building a few that's state level, right? This is for Indiana across the board. And we can see, when our business is listed here. So some of the things that's been doing that we're, building right now, some of these just got built early on in the week, and some about 2 to 3 weeks ago. So we've been working on some of these, very hyper local directs that are coming on. Obviously, the usual is going on with building normal blogs and posts on GMB and tearing them together. Right now, we're just basically pushing a little bit more links toward the Google My Business directly, and the posts that were being created on a week-to-week basis. So those are getting some links behind them, also getting them indexed. So these are things that are going on, in the back end on top of the tools that you already have access to in Google Analytics, Search Console, and everything, where you can see what kind of traffic we're doing. Now, one thing I mentioned to you is going to make a huge difference. Actually, like right off the bat, we're seeing in other campaigns right away, within like a week to 2 weeks, we're seeing an impact immediately. There's like not many things you can do to have an immediate impact and a move you can see in the maps usually, but this is one of them, and that is to get a 360 view picture taken for our business listing. So if we go to Equity Builders, or I should be Bloomington, what we want to do is install, have Google verified photographer come in, which all we need from you is the square foot of the that house that the listing is registered in. They'll come in, they'll take some pictures around the area, they'll make a collage out of it, they'll install it in our listing, and almost immediately we're seeing other campaigns that this is having a push. So definitely I'm looking forward to that, especially when there's some kind of volatility going on. We do see a like much lower call volume coming in right now. I mean, obviously part of it is because of the winter and the time of the year we're in, but having that said, we know there's also a fluctuation that's going on at the same time. So just by doing these certain things that we know the algorithm is already asking in the new update, especially giving it exactly what they're looking for with relating to trust and getting physically a Google representative person coming in and taking those pictures and putting up, is going to make a massive difference. So whenever you get a chance, just send that to us and we'll get that started. We'll schedule a date when that guy can come out, and I'm looking forward to having that impact. Okay, thanks for taking time to watch this. I'll talk to you soon.